My name is Neal Juern. I'm the CEO and founder of Seven Tech. I like to help companies and even individuals get more from the technology that maybe they already have or something they could add that would have a major impact in their business. So really appreciate you guys joining. Today we're talking about AI, and it's obviously, like I said, a very important topic, but we're specifically going to focus on how it can be used to make your business and you more productive. Whether you're just getting started with AI or looking for advanced applications, our goal for this session is to show you those possibilities, right? We're going to take kind of a crawl walk approach to this. So we're calling this the crawl walk run journey, if you will, a play on my last name of AI productivity. So we're going to start off with AI basics. We're going to go through practical applications, and I think you're really going to be thrilled with what we're going to show you there on ways you can use AI to really make a difference for you individually and your business. And then we're going to zoom way out and we're going to talk about how might you revolutionize your business or change maybe your entire business model using AI. Before I go any further, I know we have a really broad audience. Some of you are clients of ours, some of you aren't. And so I just wanted to tell you who we are. Um, our company is named Seven Tech. We're a managed IT services provider. We're a managed security services provider, which means we specialize in cybersecurity. And we're also compliance consultants. So we help companies with things like HIPAA and CMMC, even GDPR for European Union type things. We serve companies all over Texas and now in several other states. And we presently have locations in San Antonio, Austin. We have staff in Dallas. We're adding staff in Houston this year. So here we go. We're going to start crawling with AI. So if you're an AI enthusiast already, some of this may be redundant for you, but I think it's worth tuning in anyway. Now, this is going to date me for sure. In my lifetime, there have been three major technology disruptions, or what I call generational technologies. Each of these came on the scene and completely changed what we thought was possible. And so, if you're a little bit older like I am, you probably can guess what these are. The first one was the personal computer. And a quick story on that. My first major job in IT was working for a law firm, and I helped to lead a team where we converted them from using mainframes and dumb terminals to a network of personal computers. And along with that came WordPerfect and Lotus Notes and Lotus 123. And for a law firm, that was game changing at the time. And it really did open up a whole world of possibilities. Next was the internet. And if you're of a younger generation, you don't remember a time without the internet. And today, we walk around with our handheld personal computers always online. And it reminds me of this meme, and I should have gotten it to share, but this meme that showed in the old days, we would go online to sort of escape the world. And today it's the other way around, right? We purposely go off grid to escape the world. So how the world has changed in a short time. And the third one is AI. And I actually think AI is the one we're living in real time. Every day there's another leap forward for good or maybe not good. I personally think that it can have as much impact or more than the other two. So that's where we are today. Bill Gates is quoted as saying that there will only be three professions that will survive disruption from AI. And those are energy sector, like nuclear power, things like that, biology and healthcare, and then AI programming and development. And so I'm not sure I agree with him. I once thought that the arts like, music and art would be pretty safe, but even that AI can do pretty well. So I think that maybe though art and may become more valuable or more collectible in the future if it was actually created by a human than AI. That's just my guess on that. However, AI can be super useful for creating things for us for marketing and events and things that don't require as much artistic ability. Another example of an area that's been disrupted is like stock photography. You can now just tell AI to generate a photo with the parameters you want and use it in your marketing or your business. So there's going to be a lot of areas that get disrupted. Bill Gates thinks these three will be safe. So we'll see how that all turns out. Since we're in the crawl stage of our AI journey, let's just talk about what is AI, artificial intelligence, right? It really means machines that are mimicking human intelligence. And that word mimic is really important here. It can analyze, AI can analyze, it can data, it can learn from patterns, it can generate creative content. An analogy is to think of it like a digital assistant or an intern that never sleeps, right? It can help you with emails, customer support, even content creation. When we think of the word, the letters AI, most of what you're going to run into in the world falls into four categories. And these are those. First one are LLMs, or large language models. This is AI trained to understand and generate human-like text, right? And it's great for when you need help with writing, summarizing, research chatting, things like that. Next is generative AI. This is AI that actually can create things like we just talked about, like photos, text, images, music even, and sometimes surprisingly good music, based on patterns that it's learned from other data that's out there. Another one is called machine learning, and I kind of lump computer vision in with this. This is more of a see and interpret images and video of objects in the world or faces or scenes, and AI is getting pretty good at that as well. And then robotics. If you're in manufacturing or something like that, robotics could be game changing. And really, robotics is hardware combined with AI to, bring things to the world, like help with assembly lines or autonomous vehicles and so on. The two that we're going to concentrate on are LLMs and generative AI. And the reason we're going to focus on those is they kind of give you the most to gain in business, in everyday business, unless, like I said, you're in manufacturing or something like that. But an LLM could be used every single day in your business, along with generative AI. And we're going to show you those things. The first one we're going to dive into are large language models. And I want to talk about three of those. ChatGPT was kind of the first one on the scene, the one that most people have heard of. I know internally we use it all the time. Copilot, partnered with and built into Microsoft 365. I'm going to show you some of that. And then Gemini. Gemini, created by Google, originally called Bard, and I think Gemini is definitely a better name. But all of these work by using prompts. And so I'm going to show you a quick little video on what prompts are, and this should help with that, with learning what that looks like.
Microsoft Copilot will help you achieve things like never before. All you need is a prompt. And a prompt is simply how you ask Copilot to do something for you. Summarize this paper into 3 key points. That's a prompt. Add slides for visiting Waikiki and Diamond Head to this presentation. That's a prompt. Draft an email to the boss asking to replace our broken printer. Please write in a professional tone and suggest alternative solutions. You got it. You can put a little or a lot into a prompt. All you need is a clear goal. Most prompts you give Copilot will probably fit into one of these 5 categories. Create. Say you want a quick first draft of a document, presentation, or email. Edit. Maybe you need to add a new slide in PowerPoint. Or have Copilot rewrite a Word doc in a different tone. Understand. Like if your Excel chart could use a visual explainer. Or to identify key arguments in a doc. Ask. Maybe there's a specific detail that Copilot can help find. A name, a date, or reference to an old project. Finally, catch up. To get up to speed on that Microsoft Teams meeting you missed, or for help with an overwhelming Outlook inbox. Copilot to the rescue. Keeping these 5 categories in mind will help kickstart ideas for prompting Copilot. And that first prompt is really just the start of a conversation. Follow up with Copilot to edit a long paragraph down, add more details, or simply regenerate a new result. Remember, all a prompt needs is a clear goal, but the more details and direction you can provide, the better Copilot can meet your needs. Pretty soon, you'll be prompting like a pro. Microsoft.
So my first AI tip of the day is don't trust, especially these large language models, verify. And what I mean by that is it's easy to create a prompt and submit something to AI and kind of accept it just straight out of the gate, but it's good to do your homework and at least sort of double check the facts. If you notice what I've highlighted on the screen at the bottom, on the left, you've got ChatGPT, and on the right, you have Gemini, and you'll notice I highlighted that both of them say they can make mistakes, and they do. So don't just trust this information because it could go very wrong, and you could have problems. So here's a case, you may have heard about this, a case where some lawyers were using ChatGPT in court, and they actually cited fake cases. So what they were doing was they were quoting case law to a judge, and the judge was actually questioning it, and it turned out that ChatGPT had made up fictitious information about the case. So you got to be a little bit careful with these things, and you got to be pretty specific sometimes in your requests when you're, especially with these large language models. I'm going to show you something about ChatGPT that is pretty impressive. So you've kind of seen what they look like. You've seen that you can submit questions, and but what's kind of changed in the last few generations of these is that they've gotten to where you can talk to them. And so ChatGPT has a voice chat feature, and I'm actually going to show you, this is a real recording of me talking to ChatGPT on my actual iPhone. I want you to see how it sounds and how actually pretty responsive it is. So take a look at this.
Hey there, chat.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, is there anything significant about this day in history?
Sure. March 23rd has seen a lot of interest. In 1983, Ronald Reagan announced the Strategic Defense Initiative, nicknamed Star Wars. And in 1857, Elisha Otis installed the first elevator. Also, the famous explorer Lewis of Lewis and Clark was born on this day. Anything in particular you want to know about?
About that first elevator, how much did that cost?
The cost isn't well documented, but it was considered a major innovation at the time. Otis's elevator revolutionized building design and made skyscrapers possible.
Is Otis still in business?
Yes, Otis Elevator Company is still around and is one of the world's largest manufacturers of elevators, escalators, and moving walkways. They've been in business since the 1850s.
How many employees do they have?
Otis has about 72,000 employees as of late 2024.
How much would it cost in general for an elevator today?
The cost can vary widely. A basic residential elevator might start around $20,000 to $30,000, while a commercial elevator can range from $75,000 to over $150,000, depending on the features and building requirements.
What's the tallest building that you know of with an elevator?
The tallest building with elevators is the Burj Khalifa in Dubai. It has 163 floors, and the elevators are super fast, reaching speeds of about 22 miles per hour.
How long does it take to get to the top?
It takes about a minute. The Burj Khalifa's elevators are some of the fastest in the world.
Anyway, I think you get the idea there. It's incredibly interactive, conversational, incredibly fast. Anyway, if you've never seen that before, it's pretty eye-opening what it can do. And I know myself, Bella, who's going to join us here in a little bit, we both have this on our phones and we use it as a regular work tool when we have questions. It's just go ahead and ask, and it can respond in lightning speed and very conversational. So next we're going to talk about is Copilot, and Microsoft Copilot is built off of ChatGPT, but it adds extra pieces to it, and it actually allows Microsoft Office to do more, or you to do more with Microsoft Office by having that sort of digital assistant connected to it. I think my favorite feature on the left there is the recap inside of Microsoft Teams, because I do a lot of meetings, as you can imagine, and there are some meetings that have a conflict or I can't attend, and it's great because Copilot will just summarize what I missed, give me some action items, tell me about any dates coming up. Pretty cool feature. Also, one of the questions we often get about Copilot is about how much does it cost. Depending on which license, it's about $30 per month per user. So it's not a cheap solution, but if you use it, you can more than make that up, that $30 cost. Another thing about all large language models, and specifically Copilot, the more specific you are with your prompts, the better the results. An example is this. I had a grouping of documents that had contract start and end dates, and I said to Copilot, in this folder, show me all the files that are going to have a contract end date by this date. And it only showed me a certain portion of them. But as soon as I changed the prompt to say, show me all the contracts with a start date of this and an end date of this, then it showed me all of them. So being a little more specific is super helpful when it comes to Copilot and pretty much all of the LLMs that you're going to work with. Let me show you just what a little bit of what Copilot looks like here.
Get a jump start on everyday tasks with Microsoft 365 Copilot, your AI assistant for work. It's ready to help you create, edit, ask, catch up, and understand just about anything. Let's see how Copilot in Outlook can help you draft an email. Select Draft with Copilot and share some guidance. Thank Mrs. Ramirez for my child's progress report and ask for a follow-up meeting. Let's change the tone to formal. And go. You can always edit it to make it sound more like you before you send. Missed a meeting in Microsoft Teams? Copilot can get you caught up fast. Select a meeting chat and recap. There's everything you need to stay in the know. You can even ask Copilot questions about the meeting. What dates and deadlines were mentioned? And once you're caught up, Copilot can help prepare you for the next one. What's the latest from Wanda? Organized by emails, chats, and files. These are just a few ways Copilot can help you achieve more every day. And if you need a bit more inspiration, just check out down here. You'll see all kinds of prompts you can ask and save favorites for later. Explore what's possible with Microsoft 365 Copilot. Get a jump start.
So you get an idea of what Copilot is capable of there. And for the everyday business user, it can really be a powerful tool. It can just help you get things done quicker. One of our clients who has a pretty busy HR professional was telling me that they use it to help write all their job descriptions. So as they're bringing on a new position or a new job role, they'll put the basics into the prompt of what they need, and this will write out what the job description is, along with job roles, responsibilities. They can correct anything that comes up, but it does speed up her process tremendously. So next, I want to show you something about Gemini, which is Google's large language model. Not the same as ChatGPT. They're two different models completely, but they're very similar in what they can do. What's interesting is I find myself using Gemini the least, sort of intentionally, but unintentionally, I'm using it quite often. And it's because what Google has done is built it into Google search, and you've probably seen it and maybe didn't even know what it was, but you can, if you look at how this works, I'm doing a sample search here about how much water do you need to fill up a swimming pool, basically. Um, and when you notice the search, the results at the top, those are all from Gemini. Um, and you've probably seen that over time recently. And I actually think this has now become more useful in many ways than just regular Google search results because it gets me to the information I need more quickly and kind of scratches that itch, if you will, much more quickly rather than scrolling through pages of results to go drill down to find what I need. It's summarizing and providing that to me at lightning speed. And so you can also use ChatGPT or Copilot as just general search engines as well. I actually think within about the next 3 years that large language models are going to replace traditional search engines, and you're going to see that this is the search of the future. There's going to be changes to it for, companies like Google to figure out how to monetize it and so on. But I think that is by far the future. And you've probably already seen this and probably already getting some good results just in general Google searches. Here's something, a way to think about all this that I think is going to help you while I have this page up is a general Google search is sort of like a word for word search. You're searching for words and keywords. A large language model search is more like a thought by thought search. So you're searching based on thoughts that you have, and there doesn't need to be an exact match of words. The large language model is able to interpret your intent and bring you relevant content. So that's what makes it so powerful. My next tip, Neal's next AI tip is be careful what you ask for, right? Refine those prompts because number one, don't trust, like we said before, verify the results. And number two, if you're not getting good results out, it's because you need to refine your prompts. So be ready to really drill in and make your prompts better and better over time, and then you'll get the hang of it as time goes by. Now, with all the knowledge that we know about large language models, that kind of brings me to this question is, how close are they to human intelligence? Have you thought about that? Have you thought about it? Well, Cornell University did a very interesting test, and it's called the Turing test. And this gentleman, Alan Turing, he was, a computer science pioneer in the 1940s and 50s. He had the foresight to actually think ahead and think, there's going to be a day when computer responses are so good that they can be mistaken as human. So I don't know how he had that kind of forward thinking, but he did. And he invented this thing called the Turing test. And I'm going to explain it. If you look at the diagram at the bottom, you've got an A, B, and C. So imagine that sort of being like a game. The person at the letter C, person, is called the interrogator. That person is isolated from A and B. A is the computer or AI, and B is another human. So they're isolated, but they can send messages back and forth. So the point of the test is for the interrogator, letter C, to ask questions of both A and B to determine which one is human and which one is AI. And so this is just May of 2024, not even a year ago. Cornell University did this test and they did it randomized, controlled, so there was no cheating. And the results were pretty astonishing. 54% of the time, the person, letter C, thought that ChatGPT was the human and that B was the AI. So already ChatGPT is coming across as more human than humans are. So very interesting. I think that, opens up an interesting future, a little bit scary and a little bit powerful at the same time, but um, shocking results, very good results. Which brings me to my AI tip number 3, which is beware of data leakage and privacy issues with AI. If you're going to be putting things into these large language models, refrain from really private information like, personal details, any of the privacy information that you would guard. Don't put it into these. And also, just so you know, something like ChatGPT has a function where the majority of what you're asking and typing is confidential, but you can also make some of that public, and you're going to see a little bit about that here in a bit. So I do get the question from time to time about DeepSeek. DeepSeek is a large language model out of China. I do not recommend you use it. They just don't have the safeguards. It's not regulated. So I don't recommend you use that at all. We've done, not us, but some colleagues I know have done some testing of the DeepSeek app, and that app is communicating back to the DeepSeek environment even when you're not doing anything. So we already know that it's leaking information. Don't use it. And just be careful what you do stick inside of these AI tools. Okay, so we're moving on. We're done crawling. Okay, we've looked at two important things, large language models, and now we're really going to start to see what generative AI can do as well. And so it's kind of my honor to introduce this other speaker today. She's our marketing director here at 7Tech. And the thing about Bella is she's a not just an avid, but she's a very advanced user of AI. And so I think that when I was thinking about who could show examples of how to use AI in the real world, I couldn't think of anyone better. She's nationally recognized. So anyway, I want to kind of turn it over to Bella. I'm going to stop sharing for a moment and have her share her screen and take it away.
Well, thank you for the introduction, Neal. And hello, everyone. Welcome. I am Bella Humphries, Marketing Director at 7Tech, and I'm so glad that you're here. Today, we're diving into something that can completely shift how you market your business today without needing to be a tech expert. Let's talk about how AI can help you connect with your ideal customer by writing better marketing and saving time. All right, yeah, so we're going to be talking about custom marketing chat GPTs. It's going to be a game changer for small business, transforming your small business marketing with AI that speaks directly to your ideal customers. So let's explore how a custom chat GPT can help you connect, convert, and grow. But first, what exactly is a custom marketing GPT? Think of it as a super smart marketing assistant who knows your business inside and out. It speaks your brand's language, it knows your ideal customer, and it helps you with content creation anytime, even when you're off the clock. Okay, so the things we're going to be talking about first are the key building blocks of building a custom marketing GPT for yourself and for your business. And this is something you can use, your marketing department can use, every single person on our marketing team definitely uses a custom GPT that is tailored for our specific business. To make your AI assistant work like it truly knows your business, it needs a few key things. First, your business and problems they're trying to solve. That's called the buyer agenda. We also include your brand voice and how you talk to people. Finally, we give it a special set of instructions, and it always sounds like you when it has this. So to go over these one by one, the buyer profile, again, is who your ideal customers are. And you want to know who they are, because if you don't know who your audience is, then you really aren't crafting targeted messages for that audience. The buyer agenda is how your ideal customer profile buys based on emotion. And so this is important because we need to know what problems they need to solve and why. Your brand and services guide is something else that you're going to need to create your own custom marketing GPT, because it's going to tell the GPT who you are, how you operate, what your core values are, why someone should choose you over your your competitor, which is your USP, which stands for unique selling proposition. So basically your values and also your services, because we're going to want to jam pack this custom marketing GPT with as much company knowledge as possible. Now I'm going to help you do that, and I'll show you how here in a little bit. The last thing that you're going to need for a custom marketing GPT is a custom set of instructions. Now, these are special rules that makes the ChatGPT sound like your business. You're going to give it very specific instructions. And the beautiful thing is you can go in and edit these instructions anytime you want, or update the company knowledge that you're uploading to this custom ChatGPT. If you're confused, don't worry. I'm going to explain everything a little deeper here. First, let's go over why you would want a custom marketing GPT for your business. First off, personalized messages. Create content that speaks directly to your customers' needs. Save time. Great marketing materials in minutes instead of hours, weeks, or months. Consistent brand voice. And last but not least, more qualified leads. Attracting the right customers who are ready to buy, because when you speak the language of your customers, they flock to you. Now, there's a saying that says, if you show someone that you understand their problem completely, they will naturally assume that you have the answer. Here we go. Let me introduce you to a free tool that we created to help you build your own custom marketing GPT. It's called the SMB Marketing Mastermind GPT. Now, I will share the link to you for this tool. It's a free tool, and it's super intuitive and has no learning curve. All you have to do is answer 2 simple questions, and it builds your buyer profile, your buyer agenda instantly. Then it walks you through a few other questions, maybe 10 to 15 other questions specifically about your brand to help you build your brand and services guide. And then after that, it's going to instantly also kick out the custom instructions for you to enter into your very own custom marketing GPT. These 4 resources that this tool is going to provide to you, which I explained earlier that you need, right? The buyer agenda, the buyer profile, the brand and services guide, and the custom instructions for your very own custom marketing GPT. I'm going to provide these things for you through this tool. And all you have to do is, like I said, answer 2 simple questions. All right, so I am going to show you what that's like. I did a little test with the tool, and I did it based on an insurance company that is from Austin. We're calling it Live Oak Insurance. And let me go to that to show you exactly how that worked out. So this is the ChatGPT. It's super simple. All you have to do is say hello at first, and it prompts you. You can see, hi, it introduces itself. It tells you exactly how it's going to work, that it's going to produce the buyer profile, the buyer agenda, the brand and services guide, and finally, the custom GPT instructions. Okay, and it also reassures you, hey, if you don't know the answer to something, don't sweat it. Just say, I don't know. And this ChatGPT will obviously search the internet and knows tons of things about every industry. It's going to fill in the gaps for you. It's very intuitive, and it's going to be assumptive. And before it finalizes anything, of course, it's going to ask you, hey, are you okay with this? Would you like to tweak anything? The first question, because remember I said there's 2 that you're going to need to answer at first, is who exactly is your target market? And I answered here, owners of small businesses in Austin who need affordable and trustworthy commercial insurance. And it said, perfect, thank you. It asked me the second question. Briefly, what specific product or services do you offer to clients? Well, I said we offer tailored commercial insurance packages, including liability, property, and workers' comp. All right, excellent. I have everything that I need. Okay, and boom, it spit out my buyer profile and my buyer agenda. I clicked on this, and the great thing about this is that it's going to create a clickable link that's going to download a document, a Word doc for you, and you'll be able to save that for later uploading to your custom GPT. Okay, and now it's going to say, okay, we're going to start working on the brand and services guide. Let's complete that together. We're going to take it step by step. So it's going to ask me 1 question at a time. And if I don't know the answer, I'm going to say I don't know the answer. When I provide the services list, I'm going to provide a full list of services for our hypothetical company. What was it called? Lone Oak Risk and Insurance. Here we go. So the first question is, now I'm not going to read all the questions. I'm going to kind of skim through these because there's about 15. Okay, it's going to say provide a clear, concise summary, pretty much an overview of who you are. All right, so I made up a company and I provided an overview, a fast-growing independent insurance company, what makes us different. I'm actually including a lot of information. It might even ask me later here, what sets us apart and how we operate. Okay, and we're not just selling insurance, we're building long-term partnerships with people who are building something of their own. Great. And it thought, wow, that was a phenomenal start. Thank you. It asked me the second question. And this time it asked me to describe what the business type primarily, briefly describe your business type, primary offerings, and market served. Okay, so I'm giving them that information. Okay, so after I answered that question, it said perfect, tight, and clear. It speaks directly to your audience's priorities. Great. So it's encouraging me too. It's like, great, awesome, well done. I love how encouraging it is as well. Now, you're going to clearly list the services. This time, instead of putting them and pasting them in here, I uploaded a document. You can see my Lone Oak Risk Services list. And I said, hey, here's a clear breakdown of the services we offer at Lone Oak Risk and Insurance, group by coverage category attached. Okay, great. I said, awesome. Now it keeps asking me questions. And let's see, this next one is asking about our unique selling proposition. The USP is very, very important to your identity as a company and definitely should be fleshed out. And if you haven't worked on it, I suggest that you do because it's going to benefit you and your marketing. So here's our unique selling proposition. I was very happy with that. And it asked me the next question. And this time it asked me, would you like to list these out or would you like me to pull and organize them from what you've already shared? Because I've already shared quite a lot. And I said, help me. Okay, so it did. It kicked out all the key differentiators and it said, do you like it? Do you want to change it? I'm like, no, I like it. I'm ready to move on, right? Are you ready for the next section? Don't fret. Like if you have a little bit of trouble, you can always start over or you can just kind of work with it to get back to where you need to be. Okay, so question 6 is going to be about the ideal customer profile. I don't want to fill all this out, so I just said, I don't know, right? ChatGPT, it's smart, it'll do it for me. And you know your business better than anyone. Take a look at this. As Neal rightly said earlier, don't trust what ChatGPT gives you. You should absolutely be reading every single word. I can't tell you how many times I've been writing about our industry and our channel and our niches, and they're telling me I'm asking it for the biggest pain point for a certain audience, and it's giving me one, but I know it's not the biggest pain point. I know what their true pain point is, and so I constantly have to be correcting ChatGPT because I know my audience, right? And although ChatGPT is super smart, a lot of the times it will just be a few degrees off. So you have to make sure you're always calibrating it. Just make sure that you're getting the content that you want, okay? And never start with a blank slate. Always know where you're headed, and ChatGPT will help you get there. Okay, so the ICP, which is the ideal customer persona, it said, do you like it? I said, yeah, I like it. Let's keep rolling. Awesome. Love your momentum. Question 7, the pain points. Let's see. I said, okay, yeah, I like what you came up with. That's great. Question 8. Let's see. Okay, this time I did give it an answer. And then the next question 9, I did give it an answer because I think when it comes to your tone and the language you use and your voice for your brand, I think that definitely needs to come from you. Don't let ChatGPT determine something like that for your business. Make sure that it aligns with who you are as a company. Make sure it resonates with your audience and make sure you have that well defined as well. The next question, it talks about company values and guiding principles. I also gave them this because, again, that should definitely come from you, right? You shouldn't be like, oh, just make them up for me. It's fine. Question number 11, I asked for help, and that one was for common customer concerns and our responses. And so it came up with some common concerns and responses. I looked them over. If this was really for my business, I would be looking at these very, very carefully, scrutinizing every word and making sure that that is, in fact, how we would answer to a client if they ask that or a prospective client. Okay, we have just a few more questions. Don't worry about stuff like FAQs right now or other documents, because once you have your custom GPT with your buyer profile, agenda, brand and services guide, and custom instructions, then you can upload that, create your own custom GPT, and it'll just start creating all kinds of marketing documents and even sales documents. I'm going to skip this question because it says that for now, it'll include a note in your guide about generating it with the custom GPT that we will create. And then It's asking me about regulatory compliance and standards. And let's see, it kind of summarized that. Metrics and proof, how long you've been in business, how long it takes to get back to a client, your response time, maybe the reviews on Google, your client retention rate. These are all great metrics to share. All right, and so it's going to summarize that, and now it's asking me for the tagline, and then the final question. Whoo, finally, that was a bit of work there. The final question was visual identity and guidelines. For this hypothetical company, I put together some color profiles and some fonts, just for fun, because I like that sort of thing. Okay, and it said, great. They summarized the visual identity, and then they said, that's it. You've officially completed your brand services guide. It kicked me out a link to download that guide, which I have downloaded and saved to a folder. Okay, so now we have our 3 documents. And last but not least, it's going to give you the custom instructions to create your ChatGPT, your custom GPT. You're going to download the instructions here too. So now you have 4 documents and you've done it. Now you have all the essential marketing documents to create your very own marketing GPT. These are the 4 documents. Okay, but don't worry, the tool is super intuitive. It's just going to help you create those 4 resources so that you can create an awesome, awesome marketing GPT that's going to help you write all your stuff. And it's going to be amazing because you can write email campaigns, create emails that get opened and clicked, website content, you write website page content that turn visitors into customers. Social media, you generate posts your audience will love and share, and customer support. Custom GPTs aren't just for your business. I know I'm helping you create one that is going to be specifically for marketing, but you can create one for your client too that has a bunch of company knowledge, and it could be a free tool that you provide them that will answer common questions about your business or about services, or maybe help them troubleshoot common issues that they might have related to your service. You'll stand out, you'll add real value, and you'll become someone they trust for smart solutions. Don't think just for you. Think about what tools could I possibly create that could help our current clients and add value, and position yourself as the authority in that space, and so that they trust you. Moving on. That was ChatGPT and creating a custom marketing GPT. The next topic that we're going to talk about is also very, very exciting. We're talking about a lot of very cool things here today. And this next presentation is about creating AI avatar videos for marketing and sales. Transform your marketing with personalized AI avatars, meaning of you or someone else at your company. Doesn't have to be you. Maybe the COO, maybe someone in sales or marketing. We're going to be using HeyGen, and HeyGen is an AI talking avatar generator. It will generate video. It'll generate images that kind of move as well, avatar images. There's no technical skills required for this. All right, creating videos using your own AI avatar. These videos look and sound like you, but you don't have to record yourself every time. Here's how it works. First, you sign up at HeyGen. You can sign up for their free account, although there's limitations, and we'll go over those here in a second. Then you will start a new project. You're going to record yourself, okay, once. That's it. And then from there, you're going to use that recording to make future videos using your AI twin. You can even clone your voice. Pretty amazing, right? Now, this is HeyGen right here. Now, this is our profile, right? I'm going to hit create video. I'm going to use the avatar video option because I want to make one of Neal. And I'm going to use landscape just because generally I'm going to make this for YouTube, and that's a good one. Okay, I've already created an avatar of Neal, and here's all the different looks that we've created. You can upload many samples. I'm going to choose this one for now. Let's go over to typing in the script. But first, let's pick the voice. Now, HeyGen will generate a voice for you, just one, from the video sample that you're uploading, and it's like a 10-second sample. But I'm going to use this one. It's a professional one that I'm using with an integration because we've kind of upped our game with the voices, and I'm going to talk about that a little later. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and paste this in here, and I'm going to hit play, and it's going to only generate the sound. It's not going to move the mouth yet because it wants to.
Hi, my name is Neal Juern. Thank you so much for joining me on this training today. You just watched 7Tech Marketing Director Bella Humphries create this video of me using HeyGen in tandem with 11 Labs, AI voice cloner, and I wasn't needed for any of it. How great is that? Are you ready to clone yourself using the magic of AI?
I'm going to go ahead and run with it. I'm going to title my video. If I want, I can save it in a folder. I'm not going to do that this time. I'm going to choose 1080p, and you want your frames per second to be 30. And I'm submitting that, and now it's generating. You can see that it's producing the file, and it doesn't take too long. We're already at 33%, and it's going to generate that final video. Let's take a look now with the motion.
Hello, my name is Neal Juern. Thank you so much for joining me on this training today. You just watched Bella Humphries create this video of me using HeyGen in tandem with 11 Labs, AI voice cloner, and I wasn't needed for any of it. How great is that? Are you ready to clone yourself using the magic of AI?
Let's talk about, okay, well, how much does HeyGen cost? I already said there was a free plan. The free plan is fine. The thing is, you only get 3 videos per month, and the quality is limited to 720p. Sign up, get the free profile, mess around a little bit, and decide if it's for you. If it is, then you can move on to the creator plan, which is going to be the next step up. Now, let's talk about if you love HeyGen, but you just don't feel like the HeyGen generated voice is good enough, what you can do is you can sign up for 11 Labs. 11 Labs will help you sound more natural and professional. It's a great upgrade option, and the starter plan is only $5 a month, which is what we have. It will generate an instant clone for you. If you want what we have, and which is a professional clone of a voice, then you need to upgrade to the creator plan. It's not that much more. It's about twice as much. It's $11 a month. But if you really want to sound good and the best that you can sound, I do recommend upgrading to the creator plan to get that professional cloning, natural sounding voice with high accuracy. All right, so that is creating an AI version of yourself or someone else out on your team so that you can create videos, and it's endless. You can create instructional videos, training videos, lead generating videos. You can create ads if if you want to create a video for an ad. One more thing that I have for you that again is super exciting, and I am naturally a graphics person. I love creating things. And one of my favorite tools so far has been a tool called Ideogram. Okay, let's talk visuals. If you need graphics for social posts, ads, or blog content, there's a simple way to make them. And we use a tool called Ideogram. You just describe the image that you want or ask ChatGPT to write the description for you, and it creates it. No graphic design background required. What you want to do is you always want to know what you want to create. Now, you don't always have to know, okay? But decide what type of picture you want. Is it for a social post, a blog image? Is it for an ad on Facebook? Is it for an ad on Bing or Google or LinkedIn? Definitely make sure that you know what the objective and the media type is. You can go into Ideogram and jump right in there. And right here, you can type in just, whatever you want. You can do something very simple. But if you want to take it a step further, and what I like to do is I like to ask ChatGPT for help. So I go over to ChatGPT and I ask it, hey, this is the image I want to create. This is why I want to create it. I want it to be moody. I want there to be dramatic lighting. I want there, to be a muted background because I want the subject to really pop. So what I'm going to do is say, hey, Chat, write me a prompt that's optimized for Ideogram so that I can then copy and paste it and throw it into Ideogram, and it can create me an amazing image. And sometimes if I don't know what I want, I tell it to make it up. For now, just type anything that comes to your mind in there, and you'll be able to tweak it even after it generates it. You can be like, okay, well, I want to update the prompt and change 1 or 2 words and then regenerate. You can totally do that. Let's try it out. Let's put a prompt in Ideogram and see what we get. So I'm going to ask ChatGPT to create the prompt for me first. Okay, let's start a new chat, and I'm going to put in here, create a prompt optimized for Ideogram to create an image that shows a business owner sitting in front of a computer screen, talking on the phone, looking pleased and relaxed as he's sitting, leaning back in the chair. I'm pretty descriptive here. You don't have to be. Create a description with a bright, modern office setting with natural light that doesn't distract from the subject. Okay, so let's see what ChatGPT comes up with for us to copy and paste into Ideogram to generate our AI image. Okay, we're going to paste it right in there. We are on the basic plan here, and once you hit generate, it will start generating 4 images for you. It's pretty quick. Let it generate. As you can see, it's almost like negative photo negatives here as it's generating it. Okay, so let's take a look at what we got, because sometimes AI can be real weird. I don't see anything immediately strange about this image, but I love it. I think this is a perfect image for me to create a post or an ad to call people to action to schedule a discovery call with 7Tech. This one's weird. I don't know what's going on with that phone. Is it stuck to his face? Is it being held up by anti-gravity rays? I don't know what's happening here. Every single image that you see in every single one of my slides was created by Ideogram. Okay, here are some examples of my work generating them. Right, so that's it. Between your custom GPT, avatar videos, and AI created visuals, you now have the tools to market smarter and faster without needing to be a designer, copywriter, or techie. Thank you so much for listening to me today. I hope I gave you some ideas and tools that you can start using in your business right away.
Thank you, Bella. That was amazing. And let me reshare my screen quickly. And Neal's next AI tip number 4 is, as you can imagine, beware of deepfakes and misinformation. So it is a concern. I know that question just popped up in the Q&A, and anytime you have a tool that can clone voices or video, it's a concern. So we all kind of have to be on our guard on that. And so yes, that is one of my tips to watch out for that. There's technology already and in the works to really help you detect fakes. YouTube already has a banner for that on YouTube videos. So I know we're running a little long, but I'm going to breeze through this. Running with AI. Now we're going to zoom out really quick to any business, and the goal is to say, okay, if I'm running a business, not how do I increase just personal productivity, but how can I take my business productivity to an entirely new level? And you really got to think big on this. So I'm going to show you just a couple of slides. This is a tool that we created internally. Since we're an IT company and we have a help desk or service desk, we get service requests all day long, and I've had to blur a few things out for privacy reasons, but we get all these requests. And so what we've learned to do with AI is to filter them and figure out what the sentiment of the person is who's submitting the request. Are they upset? Are they frustrated? Is this an urgent matter? And it helps us to prioritize and filter our requests to provide better customer service. So think about your business. How could AI help you do better at service, just like we did there? And I'm going to kind of breeze through a few of these. In the legal industry, this one was pretty shocking, and I kind of expected this was coming, and it did. So in the legal industry, if they have to do what's called e-discovery, where they've got to put a freeze on, say, somebody's email box and then search through it looking for a needle in a haystack, that could take a legal team hours and hours to try to find that one piece of information that they're looking for. Well, now there are tools that can shave off 90% of that time because they can use large language models to search and find things just based on thoughts, not specific words. So really powerful. Insurance, I think where we're going, and I won't have a lot of time to cover this, but is what are some of the things that can be done if you're in the insurance business? Well, image-based computer vision is going to change things with insurance, specifically pictures of the roofs of homes or cars that have been in accidents. It's going to be able to calculate damage and repair almost instantly, just as an example. Nonprofits, I think one of the really interesting things for nonprofits is that they'll be able to measure their impact to the community better and tell a better story because AI will help them calculate all of that impact way faster than they could normally. So I guess the running stage of AI is this: think big, but focus on a specific problem you're trying to solve or on business outcomes. Figure out what you're trying to accomplish first. Like in our case, we're always trying to improve our customer service. And so That's the big outcome that I want. Now work backwards with AI to bring those solutions. And I think that's really the key there is focus on the business outcomes, let AI be a tool. But my last tip is this: beware of overuse. We use these tools a lot. Don't lose any critical thinking for you or your staff. Keep that critical thinking intact. Focus on the business outcomes. Let AI help you get to those outcomes. So thank you everyone for joining us. We hope to see you on our next webinar. You will get an email with the recording, and we really appreciate you joining. Hope to see you on the next one.